Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 34 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 34 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smart ass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. There are a lot of people out there struggling. I just want everyone to know that I'm a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. I want everyone to know someone is listening. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. My book is now on audio with my voice, guys. So Simon & Schuster wanted to do it with someone else's voice, and I was like, no way. So my producer here, Ruben Rodriguez, part owner of Hamilton Radio and owner of Iron Horse Films, is now doing audiobooks with your voice. So if any authors out there are interested, please, please reach out. And guys, listen, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm here to help you. Before I introduce my really cool guests, I just have to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors today. The first one I want to mention is John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer-songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. He's also partners in the Joey D and Johnny B Rockin' Oldies band. He's also solo. But a huge shout out and thank you to him and his wife, Linny, for what they do once a month with this luncheon. It's by invite only. And it's $20. You get a great lunch. You get incredible entertainment. And they don't keep a penny of it, guys. All right? So what they're doing, they do 2 50/50s. They also do other stuff to promote other people that things are going on with them. It's amazing. So I love you guys and thank you so much for what you do. And they promote all of us like nobody else does. Then I want to give a shout out to one of my newer sponsors, Robert Sweeney, retired U.S. Air Force, one-man band, guitar player, writer, producer, AI digital creator. He created an AI song for me, theme song, without me even knowing, and we're going to be playing it at the end of the show. It's so cool, guys, okay? He also made an AI theme song for the Jersey Devil, and he's hoping to make a movie out of it. Explore powerful stories of love, loss, and legacy through his music and videos on YouTube and Spotify. Let's bring these emotional and thought-provoking tales to life. Now, third, and certainly not least, this is kind of bittersweet, guys. So, friends of mine, Scott and Donna Richard, just lost their son to suicide. He struggled with addiction for a very long time. And his sister wanted to do something to honor him. And what they did was they came up and they made these little wooden chips, coins, okay? And it says, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, 988-24/7. Call, text, chat. You are not alone. And on the back is his motorcycle and his name. They've made some different ones now, I think with butterflies. And they're passing them out to people. And wherever you go, you can put one of these. So if anybody's in need and they see it, it'll be a beautiful thing in spite of these horrendous circumstances. So what they're doing is absolutely beautiful. God bless this family. Thank you. So now I'd like to introduce my really cool guest. He's no stranger to the Geri Petito show. So, Rocky Michael, say hello.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, everyone. Well, that's really cool what you're doing and what you're sharing. So I'm sorry to hear about what that family's going through, but good work. So, and
Okay.
I'm happy to be here and hopefully have a little distraction from all
Yes,
the craziness going on.
yes, we will. We absolutely will. So, I titled this show, Will I Be Remembered? So tell us about that. Let's start there because I'm really curious as well. You will always be remembered, but let's
Well,
go.
well, I'm glad you remembered that.
That's right, baby.
So my latest song was released August 22nd. It's called Dry Erase. It's out there on all streaming platforms. There's actually a YouTube video too. Um, but the essence of the song is, let me take a step back.
Okay.
Early in the year, I was sitting at the beach, uh, and it just struck me how humongous the ocean is, and how relatively small I am in comparison. And I kind of had a moment of introspection, thinking, what the hell am I doing here? What is my greater purpose in life? And so I had my guitar with me, and I wrote the song "Dry Erase." And I think of an analogy. If you have a dry erase board, you put in the time, you make the effort, and you create something, but eventually it goes away. And so that's sort of the essence of the song. And the tagline is, I work so hard to show my face. I make my mark, but with a dry erase, will I be remembered? So
I
that's,
love that.
yeah. So I think, we all want to be remembered somehow. And we only live once. I know it's a cliche. So that was what I was feeling. And, songs are, you try to be willing to be vulnerable in your songwriting and hope you can find connection through song.
It's funny because I write poetry. I'm not a musician at all. I can't sing and blah blah blah. So I get exactly what you're saying. And things come out, whether it's about something we've experienced or what others have experienced or what's going on in the world. I mean, we make a mark with our music, our poems, and all that, and it helps us as much as it helps other people, right?
Yeah, hopefully. It's all about connection, but it's sort of interesting. Do you think 100 years from now, people are going to remember Jerry Petito? Are they going to remember Rocky Michaels? And if so, how will we be remembered? I think that's a question. I think it's. I don't know if we can answer that, but it's definitely something I've thought of.
Well, think about this, okay? I can't answer that about you or me, but Elvis Presley, he would be 90. The
Yeah.
world still talks about Elvis and celebrates Elvis, right?
Yeah, I
So
don't
who
quite have as
knows?
many hits as he does, but I'm working on it.
So now, tell us like what's happening now with tell. Wait, let's go back a little bit for people who maybe have not, seen you on one of my shows. Who were some of your musical influence? I love that question.
Some of my musical influences. So growing up, I started with piano. I took piano lessons when I was 5 years old. My parents forced that on me, but I'm glad they did. So, one of my early influences was, of course, the Piano Man, Billy Joel,
Okay.
and Elton John. Just ahead of their time. But I recall early on, I loved the Eagles and James Taylor and Simon and Garfunkel, and I didn't realize it at the time, but in retrospect, looking back, I think I just really had an appreciation for great lyricists, great songwriting. Someone who could tell a story um, that hopefully resonates. And currently, I love all types of music. Currently, I mean, I love John Mayer, Ed Sheeran. In the country sector, the Zach Brown band. Tim McGraw's got the cool dude vibe going on.
Okay.
I'm an open book of you know impressionable influences.
So this might be a tough question for you to answer, okay? singers, entertainers can answer it immediately, and some are like, whoa, I don't know. Do you have that one song that has stayed with you forever that you could say is probably one of your most favorite songs of all time?
Other songs, you mean?
Yes, other songs, not yours. Other singers.
Yeah, so I appreciate the question. What comes to mind in 2000, so going back 25 years ago, I had a major health scare and I'm
Oh,
fine. But shortly after that song came, shortly after my health scare, where I almost died, Tim McGraw had a song called "Live Like You Were Dying" that came
oh
out,
my gosh.
and it just the words and the message on the heels of me almost dying just resonated so much, and I sort of adopted it as my mantra
Oh
just in
my
life.
gosh. Well, I see the smile on your face. Wow, I didn't even know that. Okay, that's amazing. So, I mean, let's just say it really is your song if it came out at that time, right?
Shortly thereafter, as I was
Yes.
recovering, yeah, yeah, and it just grabbed me, and so I try to, you try to live. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. I'm trying to squeeze out as much life as I can. The old silly saying, "You can sleep when you're dead." So, um, yeah, that really struck a chord with me.
Any way you could like let him know that?
Uh, I'm not sure he knows who I am.
I know, but any way any of us could get a message to him about that, that would be he would love to hear that.
I suppose I could just, somehow tag him or hashtag him and see if anybody
I
picks
think
up
you
and
should.
passes it on. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. That song,
Right.
I'm sure resonated with millions of people
Yes.
because it's, so many of us have experienced uh, moments in life where, we don't know what if we're going to be around, and so just the message of the song is sort of universal in that regard.
Wow, amazing
Great song.
story. Amazing story. Wow. Okay, so now, do you play any instruments?
I do. As I mentioned, I started with piano, and I piano all throughout high school and college, and I started a band after college with some buddies. I was the piano guy and hung around all the guitar guys, and I always thought the guitar guys were a lot more cooler, and it's a lot easier to lug around a guitar than a piano. So, kind of by hanging around them and by osmosis, I learned to play guitar. And nowadays, it's fun. It's almost like cross training. I'm better on the piano, but really enjoy the guitar. And if I don't know something on the guitar, I can go to the piano. Oh,
Oh,
okay, that's the B minor seven, whatever it is. And so uh, it's kind of a synergistic process. I'm able to uh, learn on guitar with the help of my piano background.
for
Uh,
real?
yeah, yeah. When I play out, though, I usually perform just guitar. It's just play out a lot of wineries out here in California. I'm not too far from Napa, and just an acoustic solo guitar performance is real compatible, with those at the wineries. And I tell everyone the more they drink, the better I sound.
I
So,
love that. I love that. So, all right, we're going to play one of your songs and then we're going to talk about this song, okay?
okay, let's do it.
Here we go.
Sunset skies and oceans blue, forever gifts for me and you. Hey, hey, lasting creations, footprints vanish and moments stay, memories of yesterday. Hey, hey, pass from generations. I work so hard to show my face. I make my mark, but with a dry erase. Hey, hey, will I be remembered? gets lost in evening shade. Some things shine on while others fade. Hey, hey, will you ever find me? Boxes checked, I did my time, but is it even such a crime? Hey, hey, if I could never find me. I work so hard to show my face. I make my mark with the dry erase. Hey, hey, will I be remembered? Noble words and varied posts, but none of these they matter most. Hey, hey, what really defines me? So sunset skies and oceans blue will long live past me and you. Hey, hey, they constantly remind me. I work so hard to show my face. I make my mark with a dry erase. Hey, hey, will I be remembered?
So we talked about this in the beginning of the show. This is such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And, you know, as I'm listening to it, I'm picturing me back in school with the dry erase.
Mm.
I mean, think about that. It's going to bring back memories for so many people on so many levels, right?
Songs, so much of what goes into a song is imagery. I mean, it's the message. Um, but yeah, connecting back to the dry erase, we all, for those of us who know what it is, we can relate. You do something, whether it's the whiteboard or the chalkboard, whatever, and you take the eraser and you erase it, all that hard work, and you erase it. So that was really kind of the message of the song, or the
Right.
analogy of the song.
Right. Beautiful. So I have
Thank
a question. About how many songs have you written?
Well, so released out there, that was number 38, and I've got number 39 scheduled for November. But I have a tremendous stockpile of fragments, song ideas. Either they're unreleased, and I don't know if they're worthy to put out there, or there's different ideas. Uh, every song I put out is, at the end of the day, it's a representation of who I am. So I have songs that are kind of jockeying for position. Is it worthy enough to put out there and to represent myself? And I have songs that are fun that I have created, but I don't know if I necessarily want to, if they're of the same caliber. So, thanks to smartphones, I've got a stockpile of ideas in my audio phone. There's the audio app, and literally in the middle of the night, I'll wake up, I'll think of an idea, I'll run to the bathroom, I'll close the door, I'll hum something so I don't wake my wife up, and I'll go back, and every now and then something catches fire, but it's like a 24/7 type of process. I never know when inspiration is going to hit me.
Well, I used to keep a pen and paper. I still do in my car, because all of a sudden I'm driving down the road and something pops into my head for a poem. I have to pull over and write it down, or I'll forget it, because I don't do that thing on my phone like you do.
But it's the same idea. When it strikes, you got to go with it.
You know?
Otherwise you're going to lose it, and you forget about it 10 minutes later.
Okay. So, all right. I've asked other songwriters this question. Nobody could give me a really good answer. So I'm hoping you can. All right. So as a poet, all my stuff gets written. I don't say, oh, I have these ideas. Wait, I'm going to hold on. No, I just do it. I don't do that. I don't do another different one until I do that. So what makes that happen where you guys have all this stuff and you're like, all right, I'm going to put this on the back burner for a while, but now I'm going to do this one. Why not continue with that one?
I think for me, part of it is this writer's block. If I don't feel like if I'm spinning my wheels and I'm not advancing in the song, I need to set it aside and look at it with fresh eyes.
Okay.
And also, I want to. I don't always get it, but I want to capture that feeling like aha. Like if I
Okay.
come across a lyric or a theme or a melody, yes, and it's kind of elusive. And so if I'm not feeling it with these songs, I think there's the potential, but I haven't gotten that aha moment yet.
Okay.
To decide, and more often than not, I will never get that aha moment with those songs. But every now and then, uh, it's a great feeling. Like, okay, I've got something. I'm proud of it. This is how I want to
Okay.
express myself, and then I'll run with it.
You answered my question. See, no one was able to really answer it like that.
Nice.
Wow,
Uh,
thank you. Because I think about that stuff all the time. And I'm like, but these singer-songwriters have all these songs. Some tell me they have about 100 of them put on the back. I'm like, it's not making sense. All right, you just made it make sense. Thank you.
some people can say, all right, I'm going to allocate 2 hours. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write, and more power to them. To each their own. I can't do that. Like I said, I never know when inspiration or lightning is going to strike, so I just have to go with it, whether it's 3 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. And it's hard for me to just sit down and force myself. I think when I force myself, um, it 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 doesn't feel as legitimate or as authentic. I think I just have to
Okay.
have it come organically, and
Okay,
then
more
I'll run with it.
natural.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for that. So, all right, let me ask you this. About how old were you when you first started singing, when you knew this was it?
Yeah. Um, so I singing was my weakest link, and it probably still is by my own self assessment. I was a piano guy. That was me. Even in the band, we had a lead singer. I was a piano guy, but I started writing songs, and our lead singer was great. He's awesome. He's a good buddy. But it's something about when it's your song, it's like it's my baby, and I know the feelings that I was emoting when I was coming up with that song. And so I think I just sort of naturally tried to start singing it on my own, uh, to express what I was really feeling when I wrote the song. And I just, it sort of opened up a door, and I started singing in the band. We ran this course. We broke up after a few years. Someone moved away. All good. We're still friends. But I had all these songs, and I think I decided, let me really just try to focus on singing and expressing myself, because these are my babies, these are my songs. And I I've been told you should try to write for other musicians, and I know that's a great avenue. A lot of people do that. I may do that, but again, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to give up my babies.
Yeah,
It
no.
sounds
See,
strange.
I would have a hard time. As a poet, I don't want to write for someone else. I want to just write for me. It's
It's who you
hard.
are. It's a little
Yeah,
bit of you out there, and so
yeah.
yeah, I get that.
I mean, I share my poems, so I don't mind that. But I can't write for someone else. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
you have to draw on your own
yeah,
experiences.
right. I mean, if it was a superstar, like, I mean, Elvis, how many people have written for him? I've even interviewed the son of someone whose dad wrote songs for Elvis. That's
Oh,
different. That's like ridiculously cool. You know,
yeah,
like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
sure.
Um, so, all right. So, someone is listening. Her name is Ina Vasquez. Her husband's a singer, Carlos. And she's asking me a question. Do you talk about your age?
Do I talk about my age? I don't.
Okay.
I think actually you and I were chatting about this. Uh,
Well,
it I heard a quote, which I thought was a simple but kind of profound quote, and the quote says something like, "How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were.
Oh,
And I just that was kind of cool.
yes.
Age is we have our biological number. Um, some days I feel like I'm in my 20s, other days I feel like I'm 90 and
Well, what she really wants to know is this: what generation did you grow up in? I guess in the music era.
I was um I was born in the 60s,
Okay, so was
but I
I.
really
So we're
started
good.
really connecting in the 70s.
Okay,
Again, the Eagles,
70s.
Simon and Garfunkel,
Yeah, so
Paul
did I, of course, the
James Taylor.
70s. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Um, okay, so now we're going to play a second song. Ina, message me, did you hear his first song? Because if not, I've got to send it to you. It's amazing. But let's play a second song, and then we're going to have you talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Woke up to a world today where tolerance has lost its way, and the air outside's a little suffocating. Where hope feels lost and sadness wins, where there's no repentance for the sins. I shake my head at all that we're creating. When things are looking kind of bleak from up at 30,000 feet, and the air's a little thinner than below, just breathe. Just breathe. Oh, and when you hold your breath, no one can steal your peace. So just breathe. Oh. When these walls seem they're closing in, and you feel the shakes beneath your skin from all the content the news today contains. When facts are lost and fiction wins, and lips keep spewing crafty spins, you can feel the pressure rising in your veins. Just breathe. Oh, just breathe. Yeah. And when you own your breath, no one can steal your peace. So just breathe. Oh. One breath at a time. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. And it'll be okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's just a moment in time. Just breathe. It won't be like this forever. a mess, inhale your inner peace.
So, tell us about this beautiful song.
Just breathe. Oh.
Tell us about this beautiful song.
Yeah, thank you. It's funny of the 38 songs, the two that you just played are probably the most melancholy songs. But again, it's you're expressing how you're feeling and vulnerabilities. For this song, or a year or two ago, I don't remember. I was sitting around on the couch watching way too much cable news, and I'm not intending to get political, but I just kind of got depressed, with the state of the world and what's going on and all the divisiveness. And it really served as a reminder to myself and perhaps to others who want to, take it. Just focus on the things you can control. You can control your breath. You can control yourself. You might not be able to control your environment, but focus on the things you can control. So it was somewhat of a kind of a therapeutic song in response to just what I was seeing going on in the world. And again, as a songwriter, I never know how or if it's going to connect out there. But at the end of the day, I have to be authentic. I can't just make something up, and that was what I was feeling. And I've gotten some nice comments over the
Right.
since it's been released, so that's been comforting.
I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. How long does it take you on average to write a song?
That's a great question. It Some songs I still are unfinished for years. Other songs may take a few months. I'll keep going back to it and keep trying to edit until I don't think I can do anything further. There's only been one song that I've ever written, and this really never happens except for this one time, that I sat down and I write the entire song from start to finish in one sitting. And I kept going back to it and trying to edit it, and I could not think of anything further. And after a while, I just figured, it's meant to be. The song was called "Better Man."
Oh.
It's a piano rock ballad I wrote for my wife. So it's out there on YouTube or Spotify. But other than that, it can take weeks or months, and it just depends on the song and how much writer's block I have along the way.
So, do you have a favorite song that you've written?
They're all special. It's kind of like asking, who's your favorite child? I love all my songs equally. Um,
Except, if you're
some
Italian, it's the oldest one. Okay, don't let them fool you.
some days I like my one child more equally than the other. Uh, so I've been asked this before. Again, each song has special meaning. There's one song in particular that I wrote. It's a piano song, and it's called Eagle.
Oh,
Eagle. And it's sort of twofold, or threefold. When I was young, I would have these recurring dreams about flying, just, take some running steps and jumping up and flying over the rooftops. And it was just, I loved those dreams, and they would recur often. Uh, but the song also has to do with just wanting to rise above the fray, both literally and figuratively. There's a lot of crap going on in the world, so just kind of rising above it. But the cool part, I think, is that it also serves as a tribute to one of my favorite bands, the Eagles. And in the second half of the song, I drop a couple of Easter eggs. There are some references to some of the iconic Eagles songs and lines. So for all you true Eagles fans who are out there, go listen to the song Eagle and see how many references you can pick up.
I love that. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a fun song.
Yeah. So, listen, I'm just like picturing the whole thing, and you had to have a blast doing it because that would be like me doing a poem about Elvis.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You've got a lot of material to draw from,
You
so
know?
It's the hard part is trying to fit it into the song,
You
but
know,
yeah, I had fun with that.
at the end of one of my music poems, I say this: music is a must for you to keep your joy, especially if it's Elvis, baby, because Elvis is my boy.
There you go. I like that.
Okay, there you go. So, all right, so now, uh, producer, we have one more song we're going to be playing. Okay, before we play that, so let's talk a little bit more. Um, growing up, okay, with music, your family, anyone else musically inclined?
Not really. I don't know if they're going to listen to this. Um, no, we had a piano growing up. Um, back then we didn't have the internet, so it was either, hey, play piano or go play ball or go ride your bike. It was a lot different. Um, so we had the piano. I think my brother took an instrument in high school, but yeah, for whatever reason, it just sort of connected with me, and I would always go back to the piano growing up, and I took lessons for a few years, but it would be fun, coming back after school, and I'd sit down and again with no internet, just kind of doodle on the piano, or if I'd heard a song on the radio, I tried to replicate it, and it was a good, fun, hopefully healthy outlet for me to have back then.
Did you ever take singing lessons?
I've never formally taken singing lessons, but these days, the past few years, there's a lot of, for better or for worse, videos, YouTube videos,
Oh,
and I try. I'm a firm believer in focusing on your weakest link until it's no longer your weakest link, and then you focus on the next weakest link. So I've been trying to focus on my vocals, with vocal exercises and breathing and so forth, and uh, but I haven't taken formal lessons.
okay. All right, I love your voice, though.
Thank you.
All right, so producer, let's play our third song, and then we'll have you talk about it.
Up before the dawn, making a living. Out there in the jungle for the chase. Visions of what's back home to return to. Ever-changing world will not erase. Like the sweet loving comfort of a family. And the dog there by my feet chewing warm. Reminders all around us waiting for me. I'm the road that leads me home. Every moment and every mile traveled, those pictures in my mind carry me through. Like the smell of that home cooking from the kitchen, staring out the front porch at the view. Backyard sounds of gentle bluebirds chirping. Oh, and the wildlife around that we see roam. Reminders of all I've ever needed. Line the road that leads me home. Here it comes.
Absolutely beautiful. Tell us about this.
Yeah, thank you. So that has my country slant to it. I don't consider myself a country artist, but I've got elements of country, I guess. So this is kind of interesting. A year or two ago, I took on a project for my parents. They had a bunch of these old reel-to-reel videos, the old 8 millimeter
Uh-huh.
videos, and for you young kids out there listening, if you don't know what a reel-to-reel video is, go Google it or ask ChatGPT. But I converted it to digital just to preserve. And so as I was going through these old videos, I was just capturing a lot of my childhood and some of the black and white videos and of the 70s, with the film starting to burn a little bit and just such wonderful memories. So that inspired me to kind of reflect on the road that I've traveled, where I am now, and kind of where I started. And so that was the basis for the song. Wherever you go, you've always got these memories of the road along the way from where you started. And it was a lot of fun to. In the music video, I incorporate some of the old footage into the music video. If anybody wants to check it out,
That's
again,
cool.
just YouTube Rocky Michaels. It's the road that leads me home.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh wow, I love all that. Yeah, so youngins, if you don't know what it is, Google it.
Right. That's right. Or ask your parents.
Yeah, right. Okay. Um, so the majority of your songs, are they all of personal meaning, or like are some just like out there about nothing you've experienced?
They're all personal in one way or another. It's just hard for me to kind of make up a song.
Okay.
Uh, you know, 2 songs ago, I have a song. It's called "Hey Now Friday." That's probably the has the least amount of depth to it. Not that it's a bad song or anything. It just I stumbled across the melody and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool and upbeat and poppy, and so I wanted to do something with it. So, you work all week, Monday through Friday, and on Fridays I'm like, ah. And so I captured that, Hey Now Friday is kind of a fun song. But that's kind of the exception because the rest of my songs really they're born from within. They're, about
Yeah.
my personal experiences, like the road that leads me home, or how I'm feeling, like Dry Erase or Oxygen, or my song I referenced, Better Man. I wrote about my wife, how she makes me try to be a better man. So yeah, it's a lot easier to write about real life situations, and again, hope for that connection.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to connect, but if they do, it's like the greatest feeling in the world.
Do you ever sing a cappella?
In the shower.
The reason I'm asking, your Friday song, could you give us a little bit of it so we see a little bit of it?
Oh, I will say this: go check out the YouTube video. Hey Now Friday. Yeah,
Well,
that
give us
that one
some of
is
the
actually.
talk some of the words for us. Just talk a little bit.
So again, I wouldn't say that's one of my more serious songs,
Right.
but um, Hey Now Friday, glad to see you finally come around. I've been waiting all week. Time to fly above what's kept me down.
Oh.
It's just a fun,
Yeah, no,
lighthearted
that's
song.
cute. Okay, I was just wondering. Okay, very good. So,
You're putting me
Rocky,
on the spot.
I did. So tell everyone how they can reach out to you, what's happening, tell us all.
Thank you. So you can always start with my website. It's www.rockymichaelsmusic.com. On there, I've got links to performances. If anyone's out around the greater Bay Area, come on by. And I'm always trying to fill up the calendar. I'm also on social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. If anybody wants, you can follow me or even just make a note. Hey, I saw you on the Geri Petito show. I always love to hear, and I always try to respond back. So um, you can start at the website though.
Very good, very good. Um, so, all right. So now I'm going to give you the mic back because I don't want you to get off saying, "Oh, wait, I forgot to talk about this," or "I wanted to share this." Whatever it is, the mic is yours.
Last word.
Okay.
Last word. Okay. I will say this. again, none of my music or messaging is intended to be political. It's intended to be just more from a humanistic level. Life's hard enough. We can all agree to disagree, but we don't have to be jerks about it.
Yep.
Let's respect our differences. And the more of us who can adopt that, I think the better it is for all of us. So it doesn't have to be that hard. We can agree to disagree, but be respectful.
I agree with you 1000%. I remember saying to someone recently, back in the day, okay, and I was born in the 60s, back in the day, we didn't even know who people voted for. We didn't even know if they were, Democrat, Republican, in between. We didn't know. We didn't care. We loved the person. None of that was ever an issue. So I agree with you 100%. So
Okay.
I'm going to read a poem out of my book now. And I like to read this poem because it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. And I wrote it for people who are struggling with their self-worth, Rocky. A lot of people out there don't think they have anything to offer. And I'm the first one to say they do. Because, and I say this almost every show, what would we do without sanitation workers? Right? We need them. And everybody has a purpose. So, guys, if you're struggling with who you are, please listen to every word of this poem, okay? It's for you. Utilizing Gifts and Talents. We are born with talents. We are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used. God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Rocky Michaels, baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So yes, you will be remembered. Go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. So yes, Rock, you will be remembered.
That is awesome. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. As will you.
Okay. And, and some of the memories might not be good, but I always tell people that if you don't have any enemies, you're doing something wrong. Right? So, but for the most part, you will be remembered. I hope I will be remembered. Mostly good stuff. And my producer, my silly producer here, come on around. He's making gestures like, what about me? Okay. This is Ruben.
Yeah, what about me? What about me? What about me?
Okay.
What about me?
You will be
You
remembered.
too.
You remember?
Me too.
I don't want to remember you.
Look, he's giving you a fist pump.
I'll remember. Oh, yeah. Wait, one more time. Right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, that's what silly men do. Thank you very much.
I don't want to remember you ever.
Okay,
And
you won't forget me,
At
honey.
least until we go get pizza.
Okay. This is Ruben, everybody, who does audiobooks. Did
Yeah,
my
that's
book,
me.
my voice, guys, my
Her voice.
voice.
It was her
Okay.
voice, and then I intervened in her voice. So we were like, so I was a donut addict.
Okay, he's a nut job. Okay,
Pleasure.
so Rock, this is what I deal with at the studio. Okay, so Rock, I want
How
to
do you get
thank.
any work done?
Okay, I want to thank you so much for honoring me here again on the Geri Petito Show. This was so cool. Absolutely love you. Listen, I think your music is amazing because it is from your heart. And I love your voice because your voice to me is so, I'm going to use the word pretty, but that's not what I mean. When I say the word pretty, it's soothing. Okay? And you have that soothing, pretty voice for me. And I love it.
I'll take it. Thank you
Okay?
so much. I
So thank
appreciate
you.
that. Yeah, and I
So,
appreciate you having me on.
thank you, honey. So, producer, take us out with my AI theme song from Robert Sweeney, guys. You are going to love it. Here we go.
Welcome to the stage where stories untold, candid moments captured, memories unfold. Gary's got the vibes, a soothing flow. Come sit back, relax, let the good times glow. Jazz in the air, let it take you away. Welcome to the Geri Petito Show, where every heartbeat and every note flow. Jazz melodies weaving through the night. Together we'll shine. Everything feels right. Deep conversations where the heart finds a voice. Together we laugh, sometimes we rejoice. Tales of adventure, the rhythms embrace. In each note a journey, feel the space. Step into the light, let the music. Welcome to the Geri Petito Show, where every heartbeat and every note flow. Jazz melodies weaving through the night. Together we'll shine. Everything feels right. So tune in now, let the magic start. Jerry's podcast, a place for your art.